child, you know? Like, that's the biggest sin, is being disrespectful to your parents and being disrespectful to your elders. Whereas I think with American families, you know, the parents have to earn it. Otherwise, the kids can just kind of talk back to them and walk all over them, and it's okay. So, you know, because I grew up in an Asian family, you know, I want my kids to be respectful of me, but on the other hand, I don't want them to be like doormats. I want them to have their own opinions about things. And so I kind of want like a, you know, kind of a mix of the two. I think my parents deserve a lot of respect because they came here to a strange country, not knowing the language, and built a life for their family here. I mean, that's must have been really hard for them. So, I mean, no matter how, like, what I think of their shortcomings are, I think they still deserve a lot of respect for that, and raising a family and still staying together even though they used to argue so much. They used to like, they used to have like fights where, you know, they're just really bad arguments. So, and I think with American families, they wouldn't have stuck it out. I mean, if they had difficulties, one of them would have just gotten divorced. And, you know, that's not how it was in our family.
Tell me about your religion growing up.
Well, my dad adopted my mom's religion, which was Thai Buddhism. I think he might have been a Chinese Buddhist. And so we used to have Buddhas all over the house in like little temples, and we used to give them offerings, and we used to pray to them. Um, and it didn't really feel like a religion. It felt like, you know, something that you had to do, like a ritual. Um, but but we never learned the philosophy of Buddhism, really. I mean, we learned little things like karma, and we learned about, you know, how it was a sin to kill any living thing. Like, we weren't even allowed to kill ants. But other than that, we didn't really learn a lot about the philosophies of Buddha. And I wish we had, because it's a very interesting religion. But I think nowadays it's just become something where, you know, you're praying for good fortune, which religion shouldn't be about.
What is your religion now?
Now I have no.
Okay. So, what's your religion now?
Well, I tried for a while to convert to Catholicism. I think because of a lot of reasons. One was my impending marriage to Paul, who became a devout Catholic. His whole family are pretty devout. And another reason is when I went away to law school, I was very troubled in law school. I was just afraid that I wasn't going to be successful and I wasn't going to do well. And a few of my friends would take me to church with them, and it just really helped me going to church. It was, you know, it helped me kind of put myself outside of myself and not to feel things too much, because there's kind of this higher being who, you know, Jesus Christ, who mattered more than anything else, more than like any of our petty, trivial little worries. And so it actually really helped. And so I went to RCIA classes at night at this church where we actually got married. And, you know, I started reading the Bible and going through their lessons, and I found like that I couldn't do it. I couldn't make the leap, and I couldn't believe in it. And a lot of my friends actually were very religious, and they said they were just so thrilled that I was thinking about converting. And they said, you know, you can just convert and it's okay if you don't really believe in it. But I felt like I felt two things. One, that it was doing a disservice to Christianity if I converted without really having the, you know, right amount of devotion to it. And also, when I was growing up, I always felt like people were questioning my religion as a Buddhist, and they thought it was wrong, and they just thought that like if I didn't convert to Christianity, that I would go to hell, and I think that my impression of Christianity started from there, and there's always a little part of me that you know that kind of has a little bit of animosity towards Christianity as kind of an institution. I understand now that it's the people who make it that way. It's not actually the creed itself. But I couldn't make the leap to convert. So now I'm nothing. I don't know what's going to happen to our children. I know Paul wants to send them to Catholic school, but we'll see when we come to it.
Okay. So this section is called Life Now. What is your outlook on life now?
Well, my outlook right now is I'm kind of amazed that I've gotten to this point in my life. I think when I was younger and I was always so sickly and I didn't lead like a normal life, I always felt like I would never have a husband, I would never live in my own house, I would never go to college, or I would never, have sex. I wouldn't do any of that. And now, now I'm married and I have like a great loving husband, and I live in this cute little house, and I'm a lawyer. It's just, I'm amazed that I've gotten here. So I'm very grateful. I'm grateful. I think I don't know if I deserve everything that I have, but I'm very happy with everything I have.
Why do you feel like you don't deserve it?
Because I always feel like I don't do everything I should be doing. I don't think I do as much for my parents as I should be doing. I think my family as a whole and his family too, I feel like we don't see them enough, and I don't do as much pro bono work, like that's free legal work for people. I wish I did more of it. I think in a lot of ways I live a very selfish life, and I think that's probably one of the reasons I feel like I don't really deserve the life I have.
What is most important to you now?
The most important thing to me now is my husband. I love him very much, and I really want to start a family soon. I think part of the reason is both of our parents are getting older very quickly, and I want them to see their grandchildren before they pass. I wish I wasn't so practical, then I would just do it. But then we just feel like we just need the savings first before we can have kids. That I want to do it soon.
How do you want to live your life now?
In many ways, I want to live my life the same way I was raised when I was younger. I kind of want to live my life in the suburbs. I feel like it's very safe here, and it's just a very, kind of a calm lifestyle. I don't want to live like a fast lifestyle and a crazy lifestyle. I want to live a very calm lifestyle. And, if I could, I'd love to stay home with my kids and like cook dinner for my husband every night and clean the house. I think eventually when the kids get older, I'd want to do actually pro bono work and go back to what I wanted to do when I was younger, which is to help underprivileged people. But, it's not a very profitable thing to do, and I think in many ways I'm just so, I like the material things in my life so much, like having the house and having the nice car, that it's keeping me from doing things like that. And I'm hoping that as I get older, I'll find more room for things like that.
What are your dreams like now?
A lot of my dreams are about my children. I just want to have um, very successful children. I want them to be very well adjusted, and I dream about getting older with Paul and, retiring to Arizona or something where we could play golf every day. That would be my dream, is to have the kids